Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you yet another nifty and slick thing that you can do with Rofi and FZF. Here, I'm going to show you how to improve the experience with SShuttle. First, let's talk a bit about SSH. SSH is a cryptographic protocol. It's used for securely accessing remote servers so that you can carry out tasks on those machines. With SSH, you connect as a regular user on the remote system. On the command line, you may run applications. You can even start up graphical applications on the remote machines. Most importantly, you may access the internet from the remote server. SShuttle is a VPN-like application. It uses SSH to make an encrypted connection, which is resistant to deep packet inspection. It's not as broadband or attack resistant as a true VPN like WireGuard or OpenVPN. In truth, the bandwidth is pretty good. Modern servers and gigabit networks are absolutely good enough for streaming video, audio, or transferring files, or syncing your local files to the cloud. It solves the problem of what I will humorously call very bad net neutrality. In truth, there are some authoritarian regimes on this planet Earth that absolutely don't like it when you access certain news sites, social media sites, file storage services, and 1,000 other things that they have some kind of worry about. Censors and spooks hate encrypted connections. SSH is the last encrypted connection to be blocked. There's a history of this. Whenever there's some kind of event taking place that makes the authoritarians nervous, they take down whatever social media apps are available. They also take down the VPNs. OpenVPN is already well understood, easy to recognize, and is taken down pretty quickly. Ditto for that pain-in-the-ass encryption called soft ether. WireGuard is new, it's very effective and fast, but I'll tell you the truth, WireGuard is being attacked by the authoritarians. They seem to have found a way to recognize it and start blocking WireGuard servers around the world. SSH is the last encrypted connection to be blocked because it is important for internet infrastructure. When they take down SSH, that is effectively pulling the plug on the internet. So, until the last day, if you want to evade censorship and surveillance, you can use SSH. And the best application that I know of to do that is this one called SShuttle. It's a Python application. It's available through pip. Just pip install SShuttle. SShuttle is also easy because all you need to do for the remote servers is set up a user account. There's no special software required on the far end. I would suggest that you enable key-based authentication and completely forget about using a username and password to get onto the servers. The problem is that passwords get cracked and passwords are forgotten. So, again, set up key-based authentication on any servers that you set up. SSH is a useful tool for the safe use of Tor. Tor is risky if you use it on your local machine because your local internet service provider, therefore the government, can recognize the Tor protocol. If they see it coming from your IP address, that address will be added to a surveillance list. You might even get a knock on the door from the man. So do the smart thing. If you're going to use Tor, set it up on a remote server, use something like SSH to access that server. That way, you can avoid extra scrutiny and you can still enjoy the benefits of anonymity with Tor. The script I'm going to describe is called the SShuttle controller. Basically, it's a wrapper around SShuttle. It presents a list of servers. If you use it on the command line, it'll use FZF. If you run the graphical interface, then you're going to work with Rofi. It'll present a list of servers to you, and you simply select the one that you want to connect to. Execute that. SSH will make the connection, and off you go. Let's demonstrate for a bit, and I'm going to show you the problem of what I'm going to humorously call the lack of net neutrality exercised by authoritarian regimes. If you think all bits and bytes are equal, no, they're not. First, let's take a look at a website which is not blocked, ycombinator.com, also known as Hacker News. What we see first is news.ycombinator.com in the tab, and then the page name and some indicators down here on the lower left that the connection is made and we're getting data. The page renders. All right, very good. There's Hacker News. Works fast, lasts long time, right? Oops. bbc.co.uk. Problem loading page. Connect reset error. This is the way that the authoritarians block access. When you try to go to a blocked website, the ISP notices that the machine sends you a reset packet. The reset packet breaks the connection. Let's try Reuters.com. Connection failed. Connect reset error. Well, let's try something. Let's try something in the terminal. Here's FZF offering a menu. Start tunneling, edit your server data, or stop. Stop is really simple. It kills SShuttle. If you select edit your server data, Vim opens up with the config file containing IP addresses, usernames, and ports. You edit that, save it, and you're good to go. Start SSH tunneling opens up a second menu with a list of servers. Then you choose the server you want, and you go from there. All right. Let's stow that one. Let's kill that one. And let's try this Reuters page again. Business and financial news, Reuters.com. Indications on the lower left that we have a connection and we're getting data from the blocked site. Well, the site's not blocked anymore, is it? All right, there's news. What's on the wire? Chinese apps join celebrities in backlash against Western fashion brands over Xinjiang. Well, that sounds like fun. Taiwan reports largest ever incursion by the Chinese Air Force. I'd say we're not too far away from a great big fight. The East and the West is going to have to decide which way they're going to go on this. The question is not, will you die for, but what will you kill for? That's the real question. We're going to put up with this or do something about it. And what will the price be? Let's try the BBC. It appears that the browser is switching over to the BBC. Tab indicates BBC Home. We have gotten onto the open internet, but it is not a fast connection. Probably because data can still be throttled because it is international data, even though the adversary does not know exactly what the data is. And there it is. Welcome to the BBC. That's wonderful. Hey, let's kill this connection and demonstrate using this in the graphical mode with Rofi. How about YouTube.com? This may be a case of the connection simply not being recognized. The request just drops into the bottomless pit and there's no reply. If we were getting reset packets, it would have shown the reset error already. All right. It appears that we're not going to get YouTube.com, right? Let's go graphical. And here it is in Rofi. Same choices. Stop tunneling, edit data, start tunneling. Let's try full scrot again. I'll throw that on the scratch pad to clear the screen. The problem is a timeout. Now that SSH is running through SShuttle, let's try it again. What are we getting? This time we're getting a tab indicating YouTube. And we're seeing data transferring down on the lower left. So Firefox is telling us that it's getting data and it's going to render the page. And there it is. It's not fast, but it is accessing a blocked site. The local connection is pretty fast, 100 megabits from the internet service provider, and in fact it really is this fast on local websites. When I try to connect to overseas websites, this slow bullshit connection is what we get. The servers that I'm using for SShuttle are actually pretty fast servers with gigabit internet. But here it is. They don't get into the local network that quickly. They're being throttled. I would say this is a very bad case of non-net neutrality. All right, what else is blocked? What else is blocked that I can pull? Oh, I know. Let's try Let's try CNN.com. Now, some of you out there are probably saying, well, yeah, I don't like CNN anyway, and the BBC is no good, and Reuters, it's all liberal media nonsense. All of you who are thinking that, I want you to get on your knees and bite the big one. Just like Mr. Chairman who's in charge. The chairman can bite the big one. All of you who don't like the media can bite the big one. Basically, everyone can bite the big one if you don't like me accessing CNN. There's too much brainwashing going on out there. We're very close to seeing which way it's all going to go. Yeah, this internet is being choked pretty badly. Look at that. It's taken forever for CNN to load. We still have remnants of a YouTube page on here. That's pretty grim. But I'll tell you what, my WireGuard connections and OpenVPN connections are doing even worse than this. Oh yeah, one more thing which may take just a couple of minutes. Let's actually look at this script. We know the internet is in complete shit shape, but what is this script actually doing? Because it's not the script's fault. The internet is just crap. So this script, this wrapper around SShuttle, which I call SShuttle controller, is written in Bash. When you start this, of course, the reading of the script starts at the top and works down. The first thing that happens is we define some variables. The config file, I keep it in the home folder, a subdirectory .config sshuttle sshuttle.conf. That's where the IP addresses, usernames, and ports are stored. One line per server. Here are some variables which hold commands for running Rofi or FZF. Essentially, if we're running Rofi, we're going to work graphically. Command number 1 is open up a menu of 3 lines and give us some choices to make. FZF does the same thing in its own style. The second command brings up that list of servers and asks the user to select. Those are the variables for command 1 and command 2. As we continue down in the script, we define some functions. Edit data. If you want to edit your config file, well, when you choose that, the script opens up Vim and you edit the config file. If you mangle a command, then you get the help screen, which will tell you that it's the SSH tunnel manager using SShuttle. You must set up key-based logins for the servers. Do not use usernames and passwords. The usage is the name of the script and GUI as the first argument, the only argument if you want the graphical interface. If you call this with strictly the name of the script, then you stay on the command line and you get FZF. Here is a function to start SShuttle and make the connection. I'll come back to that in a moment. But just know that the function is defined here. Continuing down in the script, the stop SShuttle function, it just kills it. Goes by the process ID, kills it, cleans up the IP tables in the machine. Here's a case statement when you make a choice. There's command 1, command 2. These are the FZF commands. If you have selected GUI, remember, up here, where was it? The usage is the name of the script, and if you make GUI the first argument after the script name, then what you get are these commands here, which will use Rofi. Here's the first menu, options. When you first call the script, these are the options. Start tunneling, edit your server data, or stop tunneling. You make a choice of these, and depending on what you want, you go to one of those functions up above. Stop, edit data, or start SShuttle. If you have selected start SShuttle, what happens is the script will read the list of servers in that config file. It presents those servers in a list to you, and you make a choice. So take the list, read it out, you see the list, and you choose. If you don't make a choice, well, hey, sorry, no selection, script stops. If you do choose one of those servers, then the script will look at that list again and find a match between your choice and something which is in that file. When it finds the match, and it's a cleaned up match, we take out the end of line character, we take out spaces, we clean it up. When the script finds a match, it then takes the IP address, the username, and the port, and it puts those into a rather long command to start SShuttle. And that's what these are. Starts up SShuttle, forwards the DNS, works in a verbose mode. That's why you see so much stuff on the screen that pops up when you select the server. When all of that finishes, then it just sits and it just waits for you to hit a key, hit the enter key. When you do that, then it breaks out and stops. So there it is. Pretty simple. Lots of code to do something simple. Offer you choices and then do something with the choice. And that's it. It's a funny thing that accessing an unobstructed, unblocked internet gets down to a simple application like SShuttle and a simple script like this to make it more easy. You would think it would take things that are a lot more sophisticated, but no. The VPNs are being taken down. The last thing to fall is SSH, and this is what we're using. So there it is. Hope has been informative and entertaining. Have a great day.